Stop blaming your camera. Stop blaming your settings. The difference between a flat photo and one that jumps off the screen isn't your phone. It's one thing: depth. And depth isn't luck. It's not talent. It's 4 decisions you can make before you tap the shutter. By the end of this video, you'll see it in every photo you take, and you'll know exactly how to use it. Here's the trap phone cameras set for you. They're designed to make everything visible, sharp everywhere, bright everywhere, balanced everywhere. That sounds like a good thing. It isn't. Because depth, a real visual depth, comes from contrast, from near and far, from shadow and light, from what you show and what you hide. Flat photos show everything equally. Great photos lead the eye, and leading the eye starts with the first decision. The fastest way to add depth is to put something between you and your subject: a branch, a doorway, a window frame, a person's shoulder, a flower in the corner of the frame. Your phone doesn't know how to create depth on its own, but your brain knows how to read depth, because in real life, things have near, middle, and far. When you add a foreground element, your photo suddenly has all 3: near, middle, far, and your brain says, "I'm inside that scene, not just looking at it." You don't need a special lens. You don't need a filter. You need something closer to you than your subject. That's it. Same subject, same phone, same light, different foreground, completely different feeling of depth. You heard me say this in our last video. Direction decides shape, and shape decides depth. Here's the proof. When light hits your subject straight on from directly behind you, there are no shadows, and no shadows means no edges. No edges means no dimension. The subject looks pasted onto the background. Now turn your subject just 30 degrees, or move yourself 30 degrees. Suddenly there's a shadow side. Suddenly there's an edge. Suddenly there's shape. Shadows don't hide your subject, they define it. This works on people, on flowers, on buildings, on your saguaro at sunrise. If your photo looks flat, check your light direction first. In almost every case, that's the fix. Here's a problem nobody names. Your subject is blending into the background, not because of bad focus, not because of bad light, because the colors and tones are too similar. This is called compression. Your subject and background compress into one visual layer, and when that happens, depth disappears. The fix is separation, and separation is simpler than you think. Dark subject, light background, light subject, dark background. Your brain reads that contrast as distance, as dimension. You don't need to change the light. You don't need to edit anything. You just need to move until the background contrasts with your subject. One step left, one step right. Even a slight crouch can put sky behind a face instead of a busy wall. This is why we talked about background in our last video. Background isn't just about clutter, it's about separation. And separation is depth. Here's the decision most people never make. Where do I put my phone? By default, your phone is at eye level. That's the most common angle, which means it's the least interesting, and it's the angle with the least depth. Because at eye level, everything competes for the same plane. Near things and far things are all in the middle of the frame. The photo feels crowded and flat. Drop your phone 6 inches. Now the ground becomes a foreground. The horizon becomes a destination. Your eye has somewhere to travel. Raise it above your head. Now you're looking down into the scene. Depth comes from above. Shoot through a doorway. The frame creates near and far in one image. Depth isn't in the phone, it's in where you put it. and where you put it is entirely up to you. Same subject each time, 3 completely different feelings of depth, 3 different angles. Here's your depth checklist. 4 questions before you tap the shutter. 1. Do I have a foreground element? 2. Is the light creating shadows that define my subject's shape? 3. Does my subject separate from the background in tone or color? 4. Am I shooting from the most interesting angle available? Answer yes to all 4, and your photo has depth. Answer no to any of them, and you know exactly what to move, what to change, what to fix. This is why some people's photos look three-dimensional and others look flat. Not talent, not equipment, not editing, 4 decisions. You just learned all 4. This is the difference between a snapshot and a photograph. Once you start thinking in 3 dimensions, you can't unsee it. And once your viewer's eye has depth to travel through, that's our next conversation.